Again.
How did that caption get turned on?
I don't know
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
It's only on this particular program.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird though. I've never seen like live
Me neither.
captioning like this on the computer.
Hello!
Hello!
Hi. If you're watching a replay, it's Ben, it's Danny, and we are entertaining all of your wishes. Your wish is our command.
Yeah. Why do you have one ear on, one ear off?
I just tried.
You trying to be cool?
I was trying to.
What's up? It's hot 91.2.
Singers do that, like DJs do that when they're mixing, you know.
But why were you doing?
Yeah, we might have to start giving a prize for the first check-in because Steven is first in. He has beaten Asia. Asia was the first in last week when we did our live. Oh, the last time that we did our live.
We did our live. Okay, yeah. But Steven, cheers. He put up
Dan
Dawn?
Yeah. Hi, guys. How are you? So we are just chatting with you. I know, right? Like there's something weird with the headphones. That's what I was doing.
Well, mine was loud. What was yours?
Is the speaker on? Did
you hear an echo?
Okay.
Meow, meow, meow.
I heard like
meow, meow, meow.
I think we're
That's
good.
good. That's good.
Do we hear?
Hola. We got some Spanish in here. Joanne.
Hi, Joanne. How are you?
That was a very satisfying sound. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Hello.
Did you make that?
As far as you know.
Okay. Hey! Oh,
Yeah, I got some new toys since Ben was here in the Hello Danny Show studios.
It's been a minute, and now you really went all out with all
One
the
of your
sound effects.
favorites.
Yeah, baby. That one had some extra horn.
There we go.
I like that one.
So hi everybody. It's echoing bad. See, I said the same thing. I said it's echoing. Echoing bad.
I don't hear it in mine.
Okay, so we have to. It's actually good that you figured this out.
Echo.
I got it. I think I got it.
We're doing live production right now where the people who are watching us are going to tell us whether it's echoey or not.
No, remember, yours needs to be muted.
Oh, darn poop.
Right?
Yeah,
and
you're
so
right.
yours wasn't muted.
I was gone for one show and I forgot everything. Sorry.
That's something. If you've done these lives with us, and because it's cocktails and chat, so we make some beverages. Ben has he's drinking wine.
This
too.
is like I think every single podcast we've done, I've had a glass of wine.
So
I'm turning.
yeah. So so it's like we have our beverages, and then we also make and eat food. And if you go to hellodannyshow.com, there's a blog called Danny's Kitchen, and it's where you have the recipes.
Danny is like a momfluencer. Like you post your recipes.
I feel like I'm more of a grandma.
A grandma
I feel
influencer.
so like a grandma.
It's fine though. People are loving it. People are really enjoying your recipes because they're effing good.
So far, you guys have been very kind, and I only put recipes on there that I believe in, ones that I think are good enough to share. And I'm pretty critical too. Like I don't want to.
You should be. And but every single meal we've had together,
the one tonight, I think you're gonna absolutely love.
It smelled so good as soon as I walked in the door.
Yeah, I think you're gonna love, because tonight it's a shrimp dish, and it has, like you make a tomato sauce, like a fresh tomato sauce with a little white wine in there, and then some other flavors as well. And then you put the shrimp on top of that sauce, and then you put a breadcrumb topping, and then you put it in a hot oven, and it gets all crispy and good. And then you just eat it with bread. You don't this is a summer dish. You're not boiling a pot of pasta, all that steam, and then you got to strain it, whatever. No, you make this thing and you toss it in the oven, right? Like, because it only takes 10 minutes ish for like the shrimp to cook. So it's like 10 minutes, and then you have dinner. It's so easy, and it's what you want this time of year. I'm telling you.
It smelled so fresh and just like super summery. Have you come up with a name for this, or does it have a name?
It's called roasted shrimp with feta. I do need to come up with a name because it's not super
It needs
exciting.
a better, like more catchy name.
Yeah,
I think.
and I just think, if you put feta in the name, it'll scare you away too, because you're like, well, feta cheese, no, but
stinky.
It's gonna.
It's feta stinky.
It's going. It's not. It's gonna be so good with all of the stuff that you're gonna have.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
it smells
it's good.
delicious.
It's good. It's not heavy. It's not.
Good.
It's
That's
good.
what we need. Because Danny, you're just talking about like, I'm gaining weight. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what you're talking about. I disagree with you, but if you feel like that we need a lighter meal, then
I think we've talked about this with you before, where for whatever reason, if I exercise, I can't lose weight. And that's a terrible thing to say out loud. And by the way, Kathy Lopez says yummy to the thing.
Because it is yummy.
And Dawn, and she loves feta is good. Feta is like good with seafood and tomatoes.
Agreed.
Yeah, so you're gonna like it. But I don't know what it is. If I don't exercise and I just eat less, which is much easier to do if you're not exercising, then I lose weight. And then I can add exercise. But I'm all in right now, Ben.
But
I'm all in.
It's because you're exercising and then you burn a lot of calories and you're like, I'm so hungry now. I need
Right.
to eat a lot of food. Then you overeat, and that's how you get it.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're gaining weight.
Well, you're very kind.
Just
I think
saying.
I'm gaining weight.
Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. Are you fishing for compliments? Is this a fish? You look beautiful, buddy. You're beautiful.
I actually did have somebody say something to me on the street, and we will address it in the podcast.
On the streets?
On the
Or on
street.
the stream?
The
What did you say?
street.
The streets?
The street. Like
The
right out
streets?
there.
Like out in the streets?
In public. Somebody in public said something to me that was I can't believe somebody said it out loud.
Was it mean?
It was really
Oh,
bad.
no. Was it a home?
I mean, not bad. It was honest. It was honest. Okay, I'll spoil the surprise.
No, you don't have to. Okay, do it.
He said, "Man, you got fat."
What?
That's a quote.
That's a really funny line. I hate that it was directed to
I
you.
know, yeah. Somebody hadn't seen it in a while, and the first thing they said, and I was like, "Hey, good to see you." One of my neighbors here I hadn't seen in a while. He's like, "Man, you got fat." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks. Guess I did." I don't know.
I don't think you did. That's a funny line. But I hate that I hate that it was not a
know.
sitcom.
I know. So we made our drinks, and we are ready.
How much free time have you had?
Yeah, a lot of free time going on. So Ben has been away from us for a while. I haven't seen Ben in a really long time. So I think it's gonna be really good.
Let's catch up. I can't wait to
Yeah.
just share with you what I've been doing the past couple weeks.
So I don't know if you're gonna like this, friend. We're going to record the podcast not here. We're gonna go away and record the podcast, and then we're gonna
go
come back
back
and chat with you.
We're gonna go bye-bye, do our podcast, and then you're gonna have to listen to our podcast at your favorite.
And now that we
podcast
made
place.
that decision, now I'm regretting it.
Me too.
We don't have to.
No,
We don't have to.
I don't care.
I
don't care anymore.
But we love you guys so much, and we appreciate you so much. And I think we're just gonna call an audible. I think we're just gonna start the podcast right now. Let's just start the podcast.
Good, let's do it.
Right now.
Do you want? Oh, it's only on my microphone. Oh, that's fun. So yours is normal and mine is different.
Do you like this one better? Yeah, I've had a lot of time on my hands.
Danny.
Too much time.
All right, let's start.
It's the Hello Danny Show podcast featuring Danny Myers, Ben Harris, and friends.
Hi, friend.
Hey, everybody.
How are you? We love you. And we thank you so much. You have to get us in all of the different places because people are constantly coming to Ben and I and saying, "Where are you on the radio?" We're not on the radio right now.
We're
We're
bye-bye
here,
from radio.
though. We're here.
On demand.
And you can get us here at Hello Danny Show. All the socials is at Hello Danny Show. So
But-
just keep it very simple.
At Hello Danny Show. I'm going to make it more complicated because I know how you love it when I throw
I
in
love it.
an extra level.
Uh-huh.
Where can they find you, Danny? Where can they find
Oh,
Danny
you want
Myers?
my personal
Yeah.
social? On Instagram, it's at Real Danny Myers.
Yeah.
On Facebook, it's at Real Danny Myers. On Twitter and TikTok, it's at Real Danny Myers. And if you go to Instagram right now,
Uh-huh.
I'm 3 people away from 5,000.
That's really exciting.
So I'd love for you to like my Instagram so I can cross. That's a big threshold.
Be the 5,000th follower,
Right?
and Danny will kiss you on the mouth.
I will kiss you on the mouth.
He'll literally kiss you. He'll find you. He'll find whoever the 5,000th one is and kiss you right on the mouth.
But that's exciting.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, when I saw that, and normally I'm not like into that kind of stuff. And of course, you need to help Ben out on his socials at Ben on the radio.
Yeah,
even
no,
though
I'm not.
he's not on the radio.
I feel like it's just funny. Even if I never go back on the radio, I'm gonna always be at Ben on the radio.
Yeah. What's your TikTok? Because you do things on TikTok.
I'm at Ben on the Radio.
It is okay. Good. I'm glad you were
Yeah.
consistent with it.
Yeah, my Venmo also at Ben on the Radio.
Oh, well,
that.
we are so excited to have you here. In fact, we're talking about the different socials, and you can leave us a DM because we love to see what you're up to. We definitely want to hear what's going on because sometimes we get into stuff, and you're like, oh, I want to, comment on that. I want to have something to say on that. Like for instance, where you can leave us. So we started this, and I didn't have my document up, Ben, so I'm not
What
quite
document?
ready.
Oh.
That has all the things like the phone
That's
number and
okay.
stuff like that. So it's going to take me a minute.
Oh, you
to get
take
it.
your time, buddy.
Because I don't know our phone number by heart.
Oh, yeah.
You know how we have a phone number now?
Yeah, I do. And it's 919 1-800-919. No. 919
It's 919.
513.
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
Okay, good. I got my document
I was
called
gonna
up.
guess.
Okay, so it is just friends getting together with food and beverage. That's Ben over there.
Hi.
We've got some stories. We might have some witch work. That's good witch work. That's not any satanic stuff.
Well,
This is the good spirits.
Sometimes. Unless you
Well,
treat us bad, and then we will wish bad things upon you.
Hot topics, hot takes at Hello Danny Show on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Send us a shout out at hellodannyshow.com and then the text or call number, right?
Yep.
You can call anytime, you can text anytime, 919-295-0388. 919-295-0388.
Hey, Danny, it's Rita from Nightdale. I just wanted to say hi, and I've been listening to your podcast. I love it. It's so great to hear your voice. And keep doing this podcast. I can't wait to listen to them every time they come out. Bye, Danny.
There it is, Rita Rakestraw checking in with a shout out at hellodannyshow.com.
I want to cry. I
Yeah,
haven't
she's very
heard
sweet.
Rita Rakestraw. If you're new to us as a podcast, Rita Rakestraw was one of our very important listener friends on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
She would call in and just like ooze positivity.
Yeah, so kind.
The nicest woman. I had a lot of saliva. in my
What?
mouth.
That's okay, but we also, because we're at a career crossroads together,
Yeah.
Rita has suggested I get out of radio and I become a social worker.
A social.
Because she's a social worker,
Oh.
and she thinks I should be one too.
What kind of social worker? Like
I mean, I think that's kind of a broad category, but
Yeah.
yeah, like what do you do with social work? Do you know? Like
well,
you
my
work
dad
with
was
people.
a social worker.
Yeah.
My dad was a school social worker.
Yeah,
so
so
he
it could
worked.
be a social worker like that.
So do you want to do that? Are you sounded like you were like entertaining the thought of becoming a social
I
worker.
don't think that's a good idea for me.
I think it's a terrible
we're going to
idea for
continue in this radio lane, but
Yeah.
yeah, definitely let us know. Let us know your comments, and if you can record something for us, like Rita did at 919-295-0388.
Did you lose the number and you had to call it back up? Okay.
I'm
Let's
putting it right down.
remember it right now. Do we have a catchy way to remember our phone number? 919
295
0388. I forgot it. 919 295 0388.
I think we should just get right into what? I mean, we want to know what are you watching? There's a lot of buzzworthy television. A lot of stuff's coming to an end. I don't watch it, but I know Succession. Everybody's freaking out about Succession. It's coming to, I think it's the end of that show. Have you watched that show?
I have not gotten into that. You're right. I hear it's amazing.
Yeah.
Are you asking me? Are you ready for mine? We are watching a show called Outlander.
Oh, I know Outlander.
Yeah, it's not new.
Outlander's kind of porn.
It's porn, dude.
I know.
It's so hot and steamy. Catriona Belfi, that is the leading lady. Her name is Claire in the show.
Uh-huh.
Holy God Almighty!
And it's on Amazon?
It's on Netflix.
Oh,
and then I
Netflix,
think
okay.
I believe it's like an H. I don't know. I don't know where it originated, but it is on
Yeah.
Netflix, and we're starting it from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's porn. It's porn. But it's like soft
stepdad, Vern, is a big watcher of Outlander, and he had a friend of his come because we don't lock our doors, so people just go in, and so he had a friend just walk into the house as he had that show on, and it was
Sex scene?
it was
Yeah, there's a sex scene like every 15 minutes, which is awesome.
but but it looked like he was watching, just in his recliner in broad daylight watching porn. It was a bad look.
That's how I like my porn. It's with a solid storyline to it. It's a fantastic show. Everybody should watch it. I think that's also coming to an end. Outlander, if it hasn't already. I don't know if the last season's out.
I'm not somebody who knows much about it, except that people love it and it's incredibly sexy.
It was a book.
The show Outlander.
It was a book. Now it's a TV. It's basically about a woman who goes to Ireland on vacation. She touches the stone and she's back in time like 200 years.
Okay.
And then there's so much sex.
Did you? Because Ted Lasso is about to come to a close. Are you watching it yet?
I haven't seen the newest season.
You need to. You have to. You have to, because Ted Lasso, one of the biggest shows of the last several years on Apple TV Plus, is finishing. I want to say the last episode might drop Friday, like today when this podcast. It might be out right now as you're receiving this podcast. Because that's when this drops.
I heard the latest episode, like the one before the finale, was a real tearjerker. I heard. Are you caught up?
I think I might be one behind.
Okay.
Being caught up, maybe I might be caught up, but because I like to binge, and now that TV is trying, all the streaming services are trying to get us to go back into watching them in real time. I don't like that. So I try to let them stack up so I can watch 2 or 3 at a time. I don't want to watch just 51 minutes of Ted Lasso. I want to watch at least 2 hours, maybe 3. Yeah. So I let them stack up, but I think I'm pretty close to being caught up. And I know a lot of people were very critical of this season. It is a show that's highly regarded, and people felt like it wasn't living up to the standards. Now, let me just say, episode 5 of this particular season is when it really hit its stride. I thought it was pleasant watching the other ones because I like the show and I like the characters. But if you were expecting the emotional gut punches that this show, which is a comedy show, but boy, it tugs
sneaks
up on you. Yeah,
every single like emotion in your body.
Do you know what the show is? It is TV Louis Capaldi. It is TV Louis Capaldi, whereas Louis Capaldi, this is a random reference, but it makes perfect sense if you know Louis Capaldi as a person and as a singer. Where the guy is so witty and so funny and so cool, but he can make you cry.
Yeah. With his music?
Have you watched the newest video?
I can't. I heard about it. I heard about it.
There's a dog in it. So Ted Lasso wrapping up. And I think it's maybe 12 episodes total, 10 episodes, 11 episodes. Like it's coming to a close. I think this week is
it's coming to a close, but aren't they just going to branch off into like some other? I don't want to give it.
Would it be a spoiler for me to predict what I think happens in Ted Lasso?
I mean, well, you've watched it, so maybe, but no, do it. Close your ears if you don't want to hear it, but like do it.
I feel like Ted's going to get fired.
He's going to let go.
I think Ted is going to get
after
let go.
turning this football team around.
That's what I'm feeling. I mean, somehow he's getting back to his kid in the States. Somehow he's not going to stay in England. That's my theory, is that it's going to be heartbreaking because that she has to let him go. I can't think of her name, the character name.
But like
Rebecca.
Rebecca, the tall blonde, big old boobies.
What do you think of her? Is she hot?
She's hot.
She is I think she may be one of the hottest women in the history of women.
She is like ultimate.
Hannah Waddingham.
Yep.
Is the actress's name.
And she's so nice. Well, I don't know her, but like she seems so nice.
I believe that. I believe that and she plays kind of bitchy woman.
Yeah, she does.
In
That's
Ted
like
Lasso, and I think she probably plays that really well, but in real life, she's incredibly kind. She's super talented, great singer, theater, 9 feet tall.
So tall, God. Amazonian. She could just like step on us. Like just literally just bah, bah, bah.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm into it.
Oh God. So I was telling Ben just a few minutes ago that I ran into somebody I hadn't seen in a while. Somebody that's an acquaintance, somebody that's in the neighborhood, a neighbor of mine.
Okay.
Brother Charles, who is I can say he's an entrepreneur, self-employed. He's an entrepreneur.
For sure.
And neighborhood guy. Hadn't seen him in a while.
He sells drugs. Maybe. I don't know. Sorry.
Not that I would have purchased drugs.
No.
I would not have. But I mean, he just
guy.
opened up. He's like, yeah, if you need it, I got. Yeah. So there's that. Also a new dad, so we could focus on that, right? He's got a new
Congratulations.
baby. He's got a new baby. So
Papa
he's walking
Charles.
the new baby, and he's I want to say he's 68.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
no.
I
never
know
met
his
the
age.
guy.
I think when I saw him last, he was 67, so he's probably 68.
It's like
you know,
De
it's been a
Niro
while.
out here.
Yeah.
Popping them out.
So
Good
at
for him.
67, he had a baby, and I saw the two of them. He was walking her in the stroller, and I saw them going down the street.
Beautiful.
And so I was like, "Hey, good to see you, Charles." And he's like, "Man, you got fat."
Charles, bro. Listen, man.
It was all right though. It was okay. I have gained
That's
weight.
not true,
Since
though.
I saw him last, I've gained weight.
When did you see him
And
last?
I don't know, but I know I've gained weight since I saw him last.
What a Charles, dude. You cannot say that to people.
It was absolutely soul crushing. Like it was like
I can't
mean, and
imagine that felt good.
I was really good at like making a joke about it, and I was like, yeah, that's why I'm out here, because I was on my little trot, I was on my little run walk, so I was like, yeah, I got to work on it. But yeah.
Listen,
What?
listen. I hate that he directed that at you, but that is so funny. That is the funniest thing that I've heard in a couple of weeks. Like just to say that to any human being is, if I was like just a bystander or
Oh
like
my
sitting out on
God.
my porch, I would have died laughing.
Oh God! I
But
I
damn
have
it,
to laugh.
Charles.
I have
You
to
have
laugh
to.
about it. I really do.
And again, no, you're not. You haven't gotten fat.
I have.
I don't. I mean,
I
what-
don't know that I've gained a ton of weight. I
not
think
for that remark. Not for somebody to go out and say, "Damn, you got fat."
it was.
That's tough.
So I ask you, when was the last time somebody? And a lot of times it is an elder. And you got to think it's somebody that's 68. That's an elder.
That's true. That is true.
That you at some age you lose that filter, and the weight one is kind of common because my grandma Helen, God rest her soul, that was hers.
Yeah.
Always a comment on everybody's weight. She weighed about 1 pound.
Yeah.
I told you about her before. She never ate food that I saw.
Cigarettes and Coke?
Diet
Coke?
Pepsi. No, regular Pepsi.
Okay.
Regular Pepsi and just like a tiny little juice glass, little tiny glass of warm Pepsi, not refrigerated, no ice, just a little tiny thing to sip on, and then smoke cigarettes.
That was her
That was her diet, was cigarettes and Pepsi, as far as I knew. And she lived to 93, by the way.
Is that a secret?
I'm not saying that that's okay.
You gonna start smoking some Marlboros, some Reds?
But yeah, but she obviously weighed nothing,
Right.
Because she was not taking in any calories,
didn't-
and then the
yeah.
nicotine and all that like had her just like running and metabolism. So, but she would comment on everybody and like kids. I remember my brother
Savage.
and my cousin Sarah, like they're little kids, and
Hey, fatso.
oh yeah, what's going on, fatty? Why you better not eat that? You're getting fat. She was and the F word, like she was big in. This is a tiny old woman too that would do that, and it's like now, oh my God, my grandma Helen would get canceled.
Oh, for sure.
Did she get
You
arrested?
record her one time, she's out of here. You better stay in your house and smoke your cigarettes and drink your Coke or Pepsi, whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah, old people are ruthless, but I feel like
Young people, there is that trend of brutally honest, which is, I can't keep it to myself because I'm just living my best life. So I'm just going to say whatever. And if you don't like it, whatever. I totally disagree with that. I think when you get old, you get a pass. But I think
you
young
get a
people, do you know what I'm talking about? Like there is a lot of young people that just feel like, people your age that feel
Yes.
they can just say anything
No,
and
no,
then
no.
and then say, well, I'm just being honest. And
I think my age is so afraid of interaction, is so afraid of confrontation. I believe it's the generation right under us.
yeah.
The Gen, what is it, X? Gen X? Gen Z?
no.
Gen Z. Well, who's right under me? Millennial.
Z.
Gen Z.
You're why?
Gen Z, because I work at a restaurant and there's a lot of Gen Zers. There's a lot of 16 to 23-year-olds. And they are savage. They're like, Ben, this is the first time that it's happened to me.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want to experience it ever again.
Right.
Because I've never been afraid of getting older. But they were like, Ben, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 29. I'm about to be 30 at the end of the year. And they're like, damn. And I was like, they're like, you're old. And I was like, I don't know what to do in this situation. They're savage.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's a reaction to people being so careful. you know, and like you just get to a point where you try so hard to be kind and to not offend people, and you still offend people, that the world at some point has given up. And I don't think you can give up on being kind.
No,
You know, I just don't think you can. You got to be kind.
You can
and
be kind.
and you can be honest, and you can make jokes, and sometimes that honesty and those jokes are going to offend, and you just apologize, and that should be the end of it.
Right on.
Right? And so that's another thing we need to put out there too. Like when somebody genuinely apologizes, you got to accept it.
You have to.
You can't just like punish them forever.
Fine, whatever. Yeah.
Have you ever
Sorry,
been
but
punished a really long time by somebody for something you did?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah.
No.
Because I can't either. But I know people do. I mean, I have friends that hold tremendous grudges, and they like are really proud of that. I'm like, I don't want to ever hold a grudge.
No, because that's gonna hurt you. I did hold a grudge on my sister for quite like several months.
Which sister?
My Rebecca. You know
Okay.
Rebecca. She's the one who's closest to me in age. And she, like, it made me experience the most embarrassing thing of my life at that time, which was, so my parents, my mom and stepdad, thought it would be a good idea to give me a computer in my own room when I was going through puberty.
Oh, I know this story.
Yes, you do. And I used that internet computer to do what any boy that age would do. And I watched a lot of porn, okay? I did it. Now I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it now. It's nothing. But at the time, like we lived in a really old house. There were no locks on the door.
Right.
It was just doorknobs. So I was searching the internet for... Thank you. Yeah. What is this? How much time have you had on your hands? How many...
Is this not the music you want to cover this story? I think
it's fine.
I think it's really
We'll
good
use
for
it. So I was searching the web on a certain website, and I was scrolling through, shopping, if you will, for my, whatever. And I was doing that, and my sister just, boom, came in the door. And I was like, and then I X'd out really quickly. And she watched the screen, and then she was like, sorry, and then walked out of the room. And I was like, okay, I can do some damage control. I can do the damage control.
What could you possibly say to make that go away?
Well, I don't know what she saw. I thought I clicked X very quickly. And so I took a second, composed myself, and I walked into her room, and I was like, yeah, you scared me. I was working on some stuff. You scared me really bad. You really scared me. And she was just like in her bed trying not to make eye contact with me. And she was like, yep, sorry, whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. I covered that perfectly. She didn't see anything. Nothing is bad. And then the next day at school, because we were in high school together, I was a freshman. She was a senior. She told her boyfriend at the time, and her boyfriend, thought it was hilarious and told everybody.
Yeah,
and it got down from the senior grade to the junior grade to the sophomore grade to the freshman grade, where I was walking to school, and some guy or girl was like, heard you were watching porn last night, and just made me a laughing stock. And I was like, damn it, would you stop this?
That's not what it felt like? It wasn't. You didn't have like a laugh track when you were walking down the street?
It was exactly like that. Every corner I turned.
Well told. Well done. But you did hold a grudge against your sister for a long time.
Months. Like I made her like buy me food because she really felt very guilty. And then I finally forgave her for that. But again, I held that grudge for a very long time because it was the most embarrassing thing you could possibly do as a 14, 15-year-old kid.
And my stepdad watching Outlander experienced exactly that same thing. It's so weird. Oh, God. So what's on your mind there, buddy?
Oh, man.
What's going on?
As you know, maybe you don't, I was not here last week. I took a little trip.
Oh.
I took a little trip.
Now, before you get into your trip,
please.
and I don't know how much you can get into, but I'm excited to hear whatever you have to say about your trip. I will say, because Ben has a commitment to this podcast. At least he says it. I don't know. His actions may speak louder than his words because the first person to tag out on a podcast was Ben.
That was true.
Do you also know that there is like research that most podcasts don't make it to 7 episodes? Episode 7 was the one you bagged out
Yeah,
on.
damn
I know. So I'm
Shit.
like, is this a sign that this is doomed? But we made it over the hump, and it's number 8 right now.
We're to
so,
number 8. I
Yeah.
will never give up on this podcast for as long as I
Except that you did last week.
except for last week. And the reason was because I was on a trip.
Uh-huh.
Somebody showed interest in me working at their place of business.
Mhm.
It was a radio station. And yeah, I went down there. They flew me down.
Good.
And I had a
You
great.
deserve to be wined and dined and wooed
I
and
never-
treated as the talent you are.
Well, thank you very much. I had never experienced that part of the business.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of the business. Like if you get fired or quit from a job, maybe you go to a different area. Like in this particular instance was Miami, Florida. Never been to Florida.
Never been to Florida.
Never been to the state of Florida in my
Wow.
life.
That's odd.
Yeah, a lot
That
of
a
them.
human, because most people have been to Disney World, once they make it to 29 years old, but you've never been.
Never been to Disney,
Wow.
never been to Universal, never been to Florida. And it was a really great and very cool experience. And yes, you may be thinking, Ben, I thought you were done with radio.
Yeah, he did say that.
I thought you were out. I thought
Yeah.
you tagged out.
Yeah, you said, I'm just going to wait tables and be a husband and dog dad. And now you're back in.
Well, yes,
Kinda.
because somebody said one nice thing to me. I'm like a girl, you know. I'm like a girl who's like, I'm done with boys. I'm done with boys, and then one boy shows me interest. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll see what this boy has to say, and then I'll marry him. That's kind of what it was like, because they brought me down, and they were fantastic people. They were so great and welcoming and very kind, and not used to. I wasn't used to this level of radio that I've never experienced anything like this.
I mean, it's a big city.
it's a huge.
Miami's a huge city.
Yeah,
And so
big
the
market.
radio that happens there is just bigger. Like there's more people and there's more
Exactly.
pressure and there's more stuff. It's just,
and,
for real.
And the people there at the radio station were like, "What a whole new world!" And I was just enamored by every person I came in contact with. So yeah, I did. I took their vacation, I guess, and I talked with them. And
I mean, it's a
had
job
conversation.
interview, but when you are on these radio job interviews, it's kind of a wine and dine situation
Yeah.
where they kind of woo you. They put you in a nice hotel. They take you to nice meals. They show you cool places to say, hey, wouldn't you want to come live here?
And they did that, and it made me feel like a very pretty girl. Okay, and it did, and I really liked it, and I had a lot of fun. So that was where I was at, and that's where my head is at right now. I'm waiting for the boy to call me back.
He hasn't called you back.
He hasn't called me back.
It's
so
like
I'm just-
only a day late. I called you back.
It's
then.
all right. I'm
Like,
sitting by
how
my-
long do you wait? Does Ben wait before giving up hope on this situation turning
Yeah,
into
yeah,
something?
yeah.
I don't
So,
know.
I don't
a day
even-
late, which is it's nerve wracking.
You know, it's fine. We had a good date. I thought we had a good date, and maybe we had a second date. We haven't gotten there yet, but who knows?
I could not be more excited for you.
Well, thank you.
It is
Thank you.
also something we talked about last week on the podcast where I am so good at setting people up to get much better jobs than I've ever had. So that's what's going to happen. Ben, who got this job, he did not apply for this job.
No.
I did. And they liked him on my demo materials and reached out to him on his social media. As somebody who did not fill out a job application, put together a resume or a demo, there you go.
That's exactly.
You're welcome.
That is. Thank you so
You are
much.
absolutely welcome.
I will say though,
So great.
I couldn't stop talking about my ex. You know what I'm saying? Like this new boy was like, I was like, but this guy
It's
showed
just
me
making
all
it
the
look
way.
sad. I don't need pity.
It wasn't a pity thing. I was
It's
like,
a pity thing.
but because they were like, yeah, you seem like
Listener
know,
friend, when Ben called me from Miami, he was like, all I did was prep talk you and try to get you in and da-da-da.
It wasn't pity though. It wasn't out of pity. It was literally out of gratitude and like I owe everything I know to what what you guys saw.
It's
to
what
this
it's
guy.
my gift. My gift is setting other people up for
But you
success.
are
in this
so much
business.
better at the radio than me. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it is what it is.
But it is. I'm super excited for you.
Well,
though.
thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, if that happens, perfect.
It was-
if it doesn't, it's fine. I don't
it's
know.
so obvious too. Like because they reached out to me like a week after they reached out to Ben, and I was getting like the pity hello. It was so like obvious that it was like, oh, I guess we need to talk to you too, since you actually applied for the job.
Right, but
no, it's all good. It's all good. I'm super excited.
Well, I'm excited too, regardless what happens.
Mm.
It was a really great experience. I've never experienced anything like it. It was just fun to do it regardless, and if nothing comes from it.
It's a really good question. Would love for you to drop into the DMs or dial that number. Ben, if you could, one more time, the new number that we have.
Yep.
The 919.
919-28...
No.
919-295...
0388. Yeah, that number, the 919 number where you can leave us a message. Is there someplace that you've never been or something you've never done that most people have done?
Sure.
You know, Ben, you've been to Africa.
I know.
Ben was 6 months in Africa as a 16-year-old, but you'd never been to Florida? How does that happen?
Tell me about it. I don't know. We just never...
You weren't Disney people.
We weren't. We were Busch Gardens people. We were Busch Gardens and Kings Dominion people.
You know what? There really is. I was a Kings Dominion person.
Yeah, Kings Dominion. all the
And
way,
Kings
baby.
Dominion had like a sister amusement park where I was. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was Six Flags, Darien Lake. But
Okay.
Darien Lake and Kings Dominion similar, just in terms of like it's about the rides. Is it the prettiest, cleanest amusement park? No, but you have the most amazing rides.
The roller coasters are off the charts.
Off the charts, so bleeping good.
Yeah.
But Disney is clean and it's well organized. But I know they've changed, and I've been since it's like more aimed at adults, but it's just, to me, I would rather go to a King's Dominion.
Me too. I have no like draw towards the theatrics of it. My wife, on the other hand, like literally, she does not want to move to Florida if this job becomes a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told her we were 3 hours away from Disney and
Oh, and you'll
Universal.
get those the ones, the yearly passes
Yeah,
that
and
all
I
the
was
residents
like,
get.
she was like, okay, maybe we'll consider it because she loves that shit. She loves it.
yeah.
But I'm with you. I'm like, if there's no like zippy whippy like loop de loop
No.
roller coasters, I don't care. I don't
No.
care.
But it's about learning. You go to Epcot Center, or as my other Grandma Jen, called it Epcot Center.
Epcot, yeah. That's how you, yeah, the alternate pronunciation.
The whole time we were there, she was telling everybody at the hotel, oh, we're excited. We're going to Epcot today.
What do you learn there? What is it?
Oh, you learn about the land and the, like volcanoes,
The land? Like just
the
the
different countries. That's where Germany and all the different countries.
Okay.
All I can remember is Japan and Germany, but I know there are other countries in Epcot also.
Not just the two. Not just small Japan and a little bit larger.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
there's other stuff going on there too.
Is there a place that you haven't gone that a lot of people have gone?
I have never been anywhere internationally besides Mexico and Canada.
That's
I only got a passport recently.
I know. That is wild to me. That you've never, like, the Bahamas?
Mm-mm.
The Caribbean?
I mean, I've been to Puerto Rico, but that's America.
That's America, technically. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a U.S. territory. That's crazy.
I know.
It's a big world out there.
And I now that I got a passport, I finally got one. I'm excited to go somewhere.
You got it 6 months ago, buddy.
know,
You're unemployed
I
now. You have
know.
nothing but time. You have nothing to do but travel.
I know.
Get out in the world and see it.
I know. Well, this summer, and maybe you're into it too, friend, but this is the big live music summer where everybody is spending stupid money going to Taylor Swift or fill in the blank. And so I have a lot of trips, but they're kind of like around that stuff.
Okay. Out of the country?
No.
Okay,
they're-
but-
it's- I know. That's what I mean. Like, it's just,
You know what we got to do?
what?
We got to go to England. England?
I would love to go. I would love to go to England, Ireland. I have friends that live in Ireland. I have a place to stay.
But we got to go see that holographic ABBA.
That's right in London.
In
Yeah.
London, yes.
Yeah, I would do that.
We got to get you out of the country. You got to see the world. If we're surrounding it by music, then let's go see ABBA
That
in
would suit
England.
ABBA. Yeah, they have it's not real ABBA. It's just
Holographic.
hologram. Yeah, it is. They're avatars.
I don't
Instead
know.
of avatars
I
with a
know.
V, it's ABBA with a B. Avatars.
I don't like it.
It's supposed to be amazing. You watch this whole concert with just animation, with just this computer generated band.
If they're playing all ABBA, I'm in. 'Cause
They are, yeah.
Well, a few weeks ago, we went to Yacht Rock, and they played one Dancing Queen, and I lost my freaking mind.
so
If
good.
actual ABBA is playing all of ABBA, count me in. Let's get it.
Well, friend, this is the podcast where we make and eat food. Why is that so? Oh, it's because I've got too many. I've got too many things. I got too many toys now. I got to figure out how to use my toys. We make and eat food, so we're gonna eat some food. It is roasted shrimp and I get to start it from the beginning.
Look at that.
Roasted shrimp and feta. It'll have a sexier name when you go to Danny's Kitchen blog to get the recipe. We're going to have some din-din. We're going to have our meal, and then we'll be back with more in just a minute. Now we're just with you. Now we can actually answer. You're so nice. Anna's there.
It is Danny.
Anna is there. Are you hitting the comments or am I hitting the comments?
No, I think that was you, buddy.
Well, I'm hitting the comments, but it looked like you were hitting buttons over there, too.
I was just scrolling.
Kirkland organic feta is the most similar. Yeah.
It's the big one. It's the large one, I think, from Kirkland. It's huge.
And the actual feta from a block tastes like something. If you do the little thing with where it's already crumbled, it really doesn't.
Crumbled? Yeah.
It's just salty white.
Yeah, you're right.
You know how you have clear orange?
Yes. This is just
feta
salty white.
is just salty white. There's really not a lot of flavor to the crumbled stuff. You are right. You want me to put the? Actually, I gotta.
Then I can put the voice back on if I want to.
How come mine isn't that way?
I don't know how to make yours that. Can I hit this?
Seems unfair. Hello, no.
Nah, it's only mine. I guess it's only my mic.
That can be tiny.
Let's see. Tulsa King.
That's when we were talking about what we're watching.
What is Tulsa King?
I'm gonna have to look that one up. Tulsa King. Hang on. Unless she was talking about Tiger King. Tulsa King. Nope, that's a real show.
Oh my God! In the second half, we have to talk about because it's kind of trickling out. Like it wasn't massive in the movie theaters, but now that it's streaming, more and more people are watching A Man Called Otto.
Fuck you.
Did you watch it? It's okay. It's all right. Did you watch it yet?
Dude, I haven't cried.
Okay.
Bro, I texted
We gotta go have our meal.
Okay, all right.
We gotta go have our meal. We'll come back.
I was literally about. That's the one. I couldn't think of the name of the movie.
Oh God.
And that's why I came up with
And
Outlander.
it was so good.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, so good.
God,
So,
bro.
Megan, we're glad you actually did make it. Ted Lasso is going to get G105. That's what I think. And maybe because it's funny when you watch different things and you can relate it to your own life, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Ted Lasso, I've been able to relate a lot of things in that show along the way.
Oh,
and even
really?
before we got fired from the radio station, there were things that were going on with that. I'm like, that perfectly
Lining up.
mirrors, stuff that we've gone through as a show behind the scenes.
So bad. I have to.
Are you kidding me?
have such-
We got to answer our people.
So bad. I'll be right back.
Okay. Fresh and spicy. Oh my God. Did I do all the things I was supposed to do for you? Fresh and spicy. They're people make requests. They ask things and I try to, if they want like a voiceover or whatever, I try to do it. Asia, you were first in last time. We're holding you to it next time. Steven was quick. Kathy says you can't take a job without me. Kathy. Darien Lake is amazing. Darien Lake is so great in Western New York. And they just they've got good concerts. I saw a lot of you go to a show there after you were at the park the whole day. Hi, Kim. Hi, Tasha. Oh, Tasha just got into Marvel. She's late to Marvel. We're talking about this because Ben just got to Florida at 29 years old. He's been to Africa, but only got to Florida a week ago, which is very strange. Thank you guys so much. Dinner break now, and then we will be back in just a little bit. Thank you.